Lord, Father of the universe.
The Lord, Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Peace.
Freedom.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide. My salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
And by day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through Ali.
Amen. You can understand me. I give praise to Allah.
I give praise to Allah,
the Father of the universe.
the Father of the universe.
The Father of us all.
The Father of us all.
I give honor to the noble prophet.
I give honor to the noble prophet.
Through Ali. Founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
I give honor to our past. I give honor to Brother Marcus Gardner.
I give honor to Marcus Gardner.
400 to the prophet, noble Drew Ali.
400 to the prophet, noble Drew Ali.
I give honor to our past leaders of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
I give honor to our past leaders of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Brother C. Kirkman Bay.
Brother C. Kirkman Bay.
Nelson Bay. J. Blakely Bay.
And J. Blakely Bay. Brother Allah Abir.
I give honor to all national officials.
I give honor to all national officials.
of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Of the Moorish Science Temple of
I
America.
give honor to all local officials.
I give honor to all local
of
officials.
the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
I give honor to all things.
I give honor to all
The
things
prophet brought
that the prophet brought
for the uplifting
for the uplifting
of fallen humanity.
of fallen humanity.
Maybe see. Salvation, our God, unity, the Moorish Science Temple of America, divine constitution, the Bible, Act 1. The Grand Chief and the Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is bound to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the prophet and the grand body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Chief is to assist the Grand Chief in all affairs. If you live in accordance with love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed properly according to the Circle 7 in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is a holy day of rest because on Friday the first man was formed in flesh, and on Friday the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God, Allah. For that cause Friday is a holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No members to put in danger or accuse falsely, brother, sister, or anyone that may cause the trial against you. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No members to put in danger or accuse falsely, brother, sister, in any occasion at all that may harm his brother, sister, because Allah is left. Act 4. All members are to preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government. Because by being in Moorish America, you are a part and parcel of the government and must live right accordingly. Act 5. This organization of Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or through the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. We are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored, black people, Ethiopians. Because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779, and last on 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a New York time now. And the only now must proclaim the free national name to recognize the government, which they live in the nation of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are descendants of the ancient Moabites, and we have the northwestern, the southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must proclaim their national. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and parcel of all the living acts of the Moorish Science Temple. Members pay their dues and keep in line with all the settings of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you're entitled to the name of faith. That's when you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband, take care of your children, look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and the industrious, and become a part of the other form of humanity. All Moorish Americans will keep their hearts and minds pure with love. And their bodies clean with water. This divine comes from the holy prophet, noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his Father, God, Allah. Lord, you have found it, more American prayer, Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day through his holy prophet, Ali. Amen. More Science of America, Post Office Box 3887-600, Ogden Drive, Greenbelt 207-68. Now we from our divine, we now from the additional Lord by the prophet of Israel. The additional Lord from North America by the prophet Noble Drew Ali, Act 1. Grand chiefs and governors, head of all temples. All witnesses, each said temple must be approved by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. Performed by the members that will be fined as property, or any line of life that will cause the members to sacrifice fine or sacred that will cause for any group of members. Any form of officer that violates these laws is subject to removal of his office, unheavily restricted by the prophet or the grand chief. Act 2. All members are attend the added meetings and employment meetings promptly. If a member is found standing around in the meeting period, shall be fined 50% on the first case, and on the second will fine $1, which will go on the emergency fund. If members work, the monthly dues must be paid. And if you have money in bank, you must subscribe for as much as able to more uplifting fund, because it takes finance to uplift the nation. Act 3. It is lawful and divine to the every good member, if he is able to finance or aiding and saving the nation. If not, he is able to cause of his own people justification. Let it be he or she, according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. As I have the power of this in my hands, I will have to force the law in order to save the nation. Act 4. All members, while making a public speech, must not give insertion against the American flag, must be radical against the church or any member of any organized group that was going to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. At 5. All members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school. And the teacher must confirm through the questionnaire that every man exercises 5 senses to be able to do so, because out from the Sunday schools comes the guidance of the nation. At 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and a parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colorful, black people, Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779, and that's from 1865 during the time of slavery. This is the new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national names to be recognized by the government which they live, the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali as prophet to redeem his people from the sinful ways. The Moorish members of the descendants of the ancient Moabites would have the northwest and southwest shores of Africa. Act 7. All members promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a parcel of all the acts of the Moorish Science Temple. Members pay their dues and keep in line with all the said of the Moorish Science Temple. Then you're entitled to them with faith. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband, take care of your children, and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother. And the industrious, if they're going to be part of their living for humanity. All Moorish births, keep hearts and minds pure with love, and your body is clean with water. This body comes from a holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his Father God.
Peace.
That is my holy Koran, more science temple. So page 3. Myself, my Father God, Noble Drew Ali. The Industrious Act of the Muslims of Northwest and Southwest Africa. These are the Moabites, Hematites, Canaanites, who were driven out of the land of Canaan by Joshua to seek permission from the ground of Egypt to settle in that portion of Egypt. In later years, they formed themselves a kingdom. These kingdoms are called this day Morocco, Algiers, Tunis, Tripoli, etc.
Peace.
The instructor coming up. Islam was, I also want to give honor to our Grand Sheikh Moderate for our Jones Bay.
No, that's right, it's not.
That's not my fault.
I got you.
Now, I'd like to call for Sunday School instructor from our Jones Bay. Grand Sheikh Moderate, more science, step on the road.
Islam.
Islam.
All right. Allah, the Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through His holy prophet, true Ali. Amen. Praise Allah. How's everyone today? Praise Allah. Good. Okay. Praise Allah. Good. What is good? What is good? It is our power. It is the power. But what is the power? What is the power of good?
The strength of Allah.
Okay, strength of Allah. Strength of Allah. But what else? What when you say, I'm doing good? What are you saying?
I'm doing the right thing.
I'm doing the right thing. Then the question, of course, is, what is the right thing? What is the right thing? You say, I say, how are you doing? I'm doing good. What are you saying?
Obeying the prophet.
Obeying the prophet. Obeying the prophet brings about the good, but what is good?
I'm not harming no one in thought, word, action, or deed.
Okay. See, the reason I'm asking is because you should be able to explain to me what you're saying. We pick up these sayings and we incorporate them into our language, but sometimes we don't always give the proper attention to what it means. We take for granted that it means what we think what it means, but suppose it doesn't mean that. But you're thinking that it does, and if you think that it does, then what? If it's inaccurate and you're thinking that way, isn't it possible that you could be in error in thinking like that?
Yeah.
So why not think about what you're thinking about? What does it mean to say that you're doing good?
And it's not progression. People, you know, that's like just the normal or the right thing to say. I'm doing good when somebody asks you, how you doing? A lot of times, well, I'm gonna say a lot of times, but sometimes the person not really doing good, but they say I'm good.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, because
I guess it's easy to say I'm good in reference to me explaining to you what I'm really going through.
then you know what that's called? Denial. You're not examining what you really are. So how can it be addressed? If I'm not doing good, how you doing? I'm all right. I'm doing good. But I'm not really doing good. I'm not all right. Then I'm not really addressing what I am. And if you're not addressing what you truly are, then you're not being honest with who?
Yourself.
How can you improve? Come on, Brother Candace, man.
There's already, I have the definition of good as having the qualities required for a particular role.
Okay, having the qualities required
For a particular
for a particular role. Ah, okay. Okay, come on, Brother McGee, man.
Also, I think, like as you said, think about what you're thinking about. I think sometimes the outer appearance of someone saying they're good when they might not be good may be different from what the person on the inside is trying to say.
Yeah.
Meaning, sometimes you have to speak things as if they were.
Right.
And speak things into existence.
Right.
And on the inside, even though I may be going through something,
Right.
I'm speaking the word saying that that's what I desire, that's what I want to do.
Right.
So,
But babe, suppose you don't know what it is. When I was in the street, I was making money. I'm doing good.
yeah, okay, yeah, well, that's all.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can be under the assumption that my behavior that brought about that particular event, which afforded me an opportunity to have some green, I was doing good.
Yeah. That's what
Oh, do you? I'm glad you see what I'm saying. Look, I'm just entertaining you all with this way of thinking for the purpose of getting us to think about what we say. It's all about being conscious of what you're saying. Because your ability or you being conscious is going to determine as to whether or not you want to be saved. So we got to think about it. If I'm doing good, I'm doing what? What state am I in if I'm doing good? What state does good create? Contentment. That's right. That's right. What else, what other type of condition does good create?
Harmony.
Harmony. Harmony. What other condition does good create? Love.
Yes.
What other condition does good create?
Peace.
Peace. So we understand now, or we are starting to get a picture of what it means to be doing good. Remember, good is a harmonious condition. You're in harmony with who?
Allah.
That's right. You are in harmony with God. And that is your power, to be in harmony with God. Now, how does one become in harmony with God? Submitting to his will. Submitting to that which is what? Right. Now the question is, what's right? What is right? Yeah, don't say it, Mama. Allah's law is right. Because his law breeds justice, mercy, love, and right. Of course, his law governs all events. That's right. And in governing all events, you are in what? Harmony. And when you're in harmony, that makes me feel good. And when you start to feel good about your condition, you have proven what point? That's right. But it was your belief that your condition could be what?
Could be better.
So let me find a good, something good in the condition that I have a desire to create for myself. Based on the fact, I'm trying to get some harmony in my life. Come on.
And you also exercising your power.
There's no question, which is yours. We have the power to do good. Listen what we have. The power, we have the power to do good.
Come on.
Now think about that. If you have the power to do good, then why dwell on the what?
The negative.
The negative.
The misery.
You know, which comes from us. Anyway, why complain when you have the power to do good? You have the power to create a condition that is a harmonious condition, which allows you to benefit from good. But you must have a strong what? Will.
Islam.
Because you must will this condition into existence. The condition does not create itself. You must will it.
First, we have to believe we have to.
That's right. We have to believe it.
And we have to believe that we have enough of that power to make a difference.
Yes.
Because I think that's why some of us don't exercise
Yes.
our will with
Yes.
that.
Yes.
It's because we don't believe that we really can
Yes.
make a difference.
Yes.
We see a situation and, we don't feel like we have very much of any control over it.
Yes.
And so we don't see a point in exercising.
Exercise. That's right. That's right.
I think sometimes we're like, I can speak for myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like that caged bird feeding my,
Yeah. Let turn your flesh against its sides.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. But and that in itself is a condition that we can use to our benefit. If we are what? If we are what? Yes, but if we are what? A wise man does what?
Doubteth often.
That means we can have a moment of challenge, which you know that there must be a moment that we are challenged. There must be a time in our condition that we are in that we must be challenged between the reflection and the real. Why? Because in your challenge, you must make a choice. So it has to be a challenge daily. And you have to choose daily. And on your present choice depends your future happiness. That's what we're dealing with here on earth. That's the whole conflict. That's the conflict. And you get yourself out of the unpleasant situation by what you create. And your factor that we have is our power to do good. Regardless of what the condition may present itself, because we know the condition is only a reflex anyway. And if it's a reflex, it ain't real. Because it has a beginning and what?
And an end.
It has an end. So change it. Now, it's easy for me to say. I could go right out here in a moment, and all of a sudden something hit me. Oh, Lord have mercy. But I have the power to come up out of it. How long I be there is solely dependent on who?
Yourself.
Right, on yourself. That's right. Come on, baby.
Because I was thinking that the more power or the more you believe, the more challenges
Yeah, Mom.
that you're gonna face.
Sure, Mom. That's a good observation.
That's a good.
That's an
The more
excellent.
you believe, the more challenges you're gonna have to
That's
be
right.
tested on.
That's right. See, some of us want to believe that once we come into certain knowledge, we're not going to have no more problems. That's not real. That's not being real. That's a laboring on a false concept that can only lead you to defeat. Because we have to understand, we are trying to work our way back home. We're trying to work our way back home. And strength must be developed by the exercise.
That's right.
We must exercise our willpower. Therefore, we are blessed to have confrontations with ourselves. See the beef? It's not with nobody. With yourself. Who's holding me back? Me. I can't blame so-and-so. I can't blame so-and-so for the condition that I'm in. There used to be a time as we are growing in the world, and we're learning the world's ways, and depending upon what we have chosen to experience, we come in contact with certain things. So when we create certain conditions, we allow certain beings or certain personalities, we are confronted with certain personalities because we create a condition where those personalities exist.
That's right.
So I create a condition. Now I use myself. I create a condition that exists, which allows a personality to be existing. And the condition that I was in, I created a condition for the personality which people say they tell it. Well, everybody talk about this person, but I created a condition where this person is there. He's telling. He's hot. For real. He's hot. But, to be honest with you, I liked it. So I have some eyes in my mind. Well, what I'll do is this. They help him. I won't do anything that he can tell on me about.
That's right.
And I get along with him. Because for real, he's a heck of a barber. You know, he was. And he's a good guy. I like him. He just don't know how to keep his mouth shut. So what do? You just don't do anything that you can talk about. You know? Because see, the conditions a lot of times that we create for ourselves, we have a tendency sometimes to want to blame the people that exist in that condition. Well, you got to remember, we let them in there. Because without that condition, they wouldn't be there. So we have to start to take responsibility for what we create for ourselves and the people whom we come in contact with. We bring them in. It's our thoughts that attract like thoughts. We think in a certain way, we're going to get a certain person. But we're creating that. And so, you know, that's just something to entertain as we're trying to work our way out of this mad human drama. Who made you?
Allah.
Who is Allah?
Allah is the Father of the universe.
Can we see him?
No.
Where is the nearest place we can read?
In the heart.
Who is Noble Duality?
He is Allah's prophet.
What is a prophet?
A prophet is the word of Allah manifested in the flesh.
What is the duty of a prophet?
To save nations from the wrath of Allah.
Who is the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America?
Noble Drew Ali.
What year was the Moorish Science Temple of America founded?
1913 AD.
Where?
Newark, New Jersey.
Where was Noble Duality born?
In the state of North Carolina, 1886.
What is his nationality?
Moorish American.
What is your nationality?
Moorish American.
Why are we Moorish American?
Because we are descendants of Arabians and born in America.
For what purpose was the Moorish Science Temple of America founded?
For the uplifting of fallen humanity.
And look, you see how we think? You see how we think? Do you see how we, or do you note how we're thinking? That is a product of the program dedicated to what?
Uplifting fallen humanity.
To uplift the way you think. You're uplifted by your thoughts. We can focus our attention on thinking at a certain level. We can raise ourselves up. But if we become weak in the knees because we have created a condition that's more conducive to the lower way of thinking, then you can understand why we are experiencing what we do experience, the things we experience from the lower realm of thought. The prophet is a thought that came to address our thinking. That's why. I won't say that's why, but he said, do you think? Do you think? The thought manifested in the flesh that came from Almighty God Allah asked us the question, do you think? Do you think your condition can be better?
That's simple.
It's simple. Small. It is simple. It is. It is. Come on, back.
It's simple, but it's a thought-provoking question.
Yes. It's a thought-provoking question.
Because the question you must ask, what conditions are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, when I first heard that, first thing I was looking at was my finances.
Yeah. Sure. And more. That's the way more. That was the only way we could think about it because we were earthbound in our thinking.
That's what I'm saying. But it's deeper than that.
It's yeah.
It's deeper
But you got to stay long enough.
to get the chance to see.
Yes, to see that it's something else.
Yes, because,
Yes.
you know, when you think about it, conditions,
Yes.
your conditions is a product of your thinking.
Yes. But we don't know that.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But I'm just, you know, when I think about when I first heard that,
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I think my condition can be better.
Yeah.
I need some more money.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with myself.
You got to be honest.
That's not, but the prophet, he knew that though.
Yeah.
That's why he asked.
That's right. That's right. Look, he has to first get us to think about the conditions that we're in,
Come on, man.
to be able to examine the condition and start to really say, well, can I do better? And it might not be from the spiritual realm at this point. It may be from the earthly point of view.
It's long. It's long.
See, that'll get you thinking. But if you hang long enough, there will be a transition in your thoughts. And in your transition and the way you're thinking, you start to see it from another point of view.
Praise
Lord.
God.
Come on, man.
Islam, you also get to learn that it's not abundance that makes it rich, but economy.
Yeah, because you learn how to use what you got.
There we go.
But you first got to learn how to be what?
Steve.
Yeah, but it's another word. It's another word. It's another word. Hey, say it. Yeah, attentive is a good word, but it's not the word that I'm looking for.
Consistent.
Consistent, no question. It's a good word, not the word I'm looking for.
Patience.
Oh, I hear good. That's not the word. Listen, content. Oh, yeah. You must be content with the good that's within your reach. Gotta be content. Because if you're not content, you're gonna be out. You're gonna be out. And you'll miss what you have. Because your desire will be for something else. Where does our weakness most
Appear more, but
Thank
in
you.
desiring things.
but in desiring things? That's right. All right. We're on the same page. How is our flag?
10,000 years old.
Which is our holy day?
Friday.
Why?
Because Friday is the day on which man was formed in flesh, and it was on Friday when he departed out of flesh.
Who was Jesus?
He was the prophet of Allah.
Where was he born?
In Bethlehem of Judah, in the house of David,
Who were his father and mother?
Joseph and Mary,
Will you give in brief the line genealogy through which Jesus came?
some of the great fathers through which Jesus came are Abraham, Boaz, Baruch, Jesse, King David, Solomon, Hezekiah, Joseph, and Mary.
Why did Allah send Jesus to this earth?
To save the Israelites from the iron and oppression of the pale-skinned nations of Europe, who were governing a portion of Palestine at that time,
How long has that been?
about 2,000 years ago.
What was the nationality of Ruth?
Ruth was a Moabitess,
What is the modern name for Moabites?
Moroccan,
Where is the Moroccan Empire?
northwestern Mexico,
What is the modern name for Mexico?
Africa,
What is the title given to our ruler in Morocco?
Sultan,
Where do we get the name Jesus?
from the east.
What does the name Jesus mean?
Jesus means justice.
Did the angel give to the child that was called Jesus a holy name?
Yes, but it cannot be used by those who are slaves to sin.
What is an angel?
An angel is the Lord of Allah manifested in human flesh.
What are angels used for?
To carry a message to the four corners of the world for all nations.
What is our prophet to us?
He is an angel of Allah who is sent to bring us the everlasting gospel of Allah.
What is the everlasting gospel?
It is the saving power that comes from Allah through our ancient prophets by his prophet.
What is the covenant of the great God Allah?
Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the earth land which the Lord thy God Allah hath given thee.
At what age did Jesus begin to teach?
At the age of 12,
Where did he teach?
India, Africa, and Europe,
How long did he teach?
18 years.
What did Jesus say that would make you free?
Truth.
What is truth?
Truth is all.
What is all?
All is Allah.
Can truth change?
Truth cannot change nor pass away.
What other name do we give to truth?
Holy breath.
Whatever you say about holy breath.
All we can say is that it is great, it is good, it was, it is, and ever more to be. Amen.
At what place on earth was the physical part of man formed?
In the Garden of Eden,
What have you to say about holy breath?
all we can say is it is great, it is good, it was, it is, is, and evermore to be. Amen.
Where is the Garden of Eden?
In the land of Canaan, the city of America.
What is the modern name for the Garden of Eden?
America.
What is the name of the first physical man?
The name cannot be used only by executive rules of the AC of the MST of A.
What are the words of AC of the MST of A?
Adapt chambers of more science symbol of America.
Who were Adam and Eve?
They are mothers and fathers of the human family, Asiatics and Muslims.
Where did they go?
They went into Asia.
What is the modern name given to their children?
Asiatics.
Who is guarding the holy city of Mecca today to keep the unbelievers away?
Angels.
What is the modern name for those angels?
Asiatics.
What is the shade of their skin?
Olive.
Are the Moorish Americans in relation to those angels?
Yes, we all have the same father and mother.
Give 5 names that are given to the descendants of Adam and Eve.
Lucifer, Satan, devil, dragon, and beast.
What is the devil sometimes called?
The lower self.
How many cells are there?
2.
Name them.
Higher self and lower self.
What people represent the higher self?
The angels reflect the holy city of America.
Say it again. What people represent the higher self?
The angels who protect the holy city of America.
What people represent the lower self?
Those who cast out of the holy city and those who accept their teachings.
What is the higher self?
The higher self is among the virtues of the mind. Justice, mercy, love, and right.
Can the higher self pass away?
No,
Why?
because there's a law in man.
What does the lower self breathe on?
Hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, and everything that harms.
Good. What did the higher self say to the lower self at one time when he met him?
Where are you going, Satan?
What is that? You know, I tell you. You know, I'm telling you. We're reciting it. I'm asking the question, you give me the answer. And when I'm asking the question, other thoughts are coming to my head. And I'm trying to not miss my harmony with you all, but I'm getting stuck. You know, but it just goes to show you. And I'm bringing this to your attention because I want you to be able to be conscious and recognize the fact of the process of transcending. I'm trying to get you to note your transcendence while we're going over this. You're transitioning. You're transitioning from the flesh to what?
To the spirit.
Yeah.
To the spirit.
You're leaving the body in what?
Thought.
In thought. Because you're trying to visualize these truths that's being revealed. What does it mean when it says, an angel is the thought of Allah manifested in human flesh? I'm thinking. We're reading it, we're reciting it, but I should be, what does it mean? What does it mean Adam and Eve are the mothers and fathers of the human family? What does it mean? What does it mean that justice, mercy, love, and right is bred by what? The higher self. What does it mean to be the higher? What does that mean? The higher self is Allah name. And even though it is that, it can still not be circumscribed. How can it is be that? How is it that and not be circumscribed? Well, how can you circumscribe the higher self? Transcendence. You're transcending the way you think. Because for you to be able to appreciate the moral science of America and what it brings to you, you must be able to note the transition that you're making. You're making a transition. A metamorphosis is taking place with you. You're not like you were yesterday. You're different. You're not like you were yesterday. Some of your practices are even starting to change. Your behavior is starting to be more noted by you. That only comes by way of your ascension. You're ascending to another way of thinking. Come on back.
And it lets us know, and it allows us to know that the program works.
That's my point.
The program is for the uplifting.
That's my point. That's my whole point. It is reassurance that the program works when you work the program. And if you don't make it, it's not because the program failed you, you failed it.
You know, Cody, I was thinking when you were saying about how you have thoughts as you read,
Yeah.
or you read. And I've seen that happen to myself.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking to myself when you were saying it. Speak in sincerity. But sometimes when we think about speaking, we think it's always the physical.
Yeah, Mom. Yeah, Mom, that's right.
Some of those questions you're asking are in thought.
Right,
And you're asking questions
right,
in your mind.
right, right, right. You are igniting
Come on.
your soul to think.
Come on.
Because thinking
It's an action
is an action of the soul. And that thou hast a soul is of all knowledge, what?
The most
Plainly,
That's
most
right.
plainly.
That's right. And the most certain.
Most certain.
So what we're doing as we go through the lessons that Prophet Noble Drew has specifically designed for us to bring us out of a state of what? Mental slavery. Now this is a design. This is specifically designed to help us to leave a certain way of thinking and enter into another realm of thought. And it's something that if you practice it, it will reveal itself to you. Because this is what takes place when you re-enter or accept the old-time religion. The old-time religion is simply a what?
Way of life.
A way of life. A way of life that brings what? Peace. The very name itself means peace. Islam. Islamism, the practice. The practice of what?
Peace.
We gotta follow the design of the program.
That's right.
Stay in line with the design of the program.
Yes. You got to, Mark. You got to. The key is while we're making our adjustment, because we must adjust to this way of life. We haven't been living this like that. We picked up some bad habits by way of accepting their teaching.
Islam.
So we're trying to make an adjustment, a willing adjustment to this way of life. And it doesn't take, it's not going to be overnight. But you must be, if you want to be successful in adjusting to this way of life, you must be what? Sincere. First of all, we have to come to the realization that we can't mix it.
That's right. That's right.
I got to figure this out first before I do anything. This cannot be mixed. I can't do this and that at the same time.
Islam.
Come on.
Or shape it for me
That's right.
to be able to do it the way I want it.
That's right. That's right.
There's only one path.
That's right. That's right. Now there is a period that is allotted to us. The period of adjustment. We have a period that's allotted to us. The period of adjustment, which allows us to start to become in more conformity with the program. Now, how long you take to conform, again, is on who? On you. Some of us have to come and go, come and go, come and go, come and go, until it finally until we're finally to the point in our development where the light switch comes on. Everybody doesn't arrive at the same place at the same time. But by us working together, I've been exposed to certain things that may be able to help you. As I passed away before, I may be able to assist you to know about this part, which may help you where you are now. But each one of us, if we are acceptance of the role that we are playing in this drama. We are learning what's necessary for the purpose of helping each other. That's what this is about. Helping each other.
That's right.
See, just because a person may go before you, don't mean they're leaving you.
Right.
They're going before you so that maybe they can clear a way so you won't be so difficult for you as you come along.
That's what the brother is for.
No, that's the relationship that binds us.
Sister, that's what the brother is.
Because in this, you find out that you truly want for your brother what you want for yourself.
Come on.
For real. You start getting into this and you say, wow, man, I wonder if they were like this. Because this really works. You know? Then once you're exposed to it, this is what now you encounter the demon. That demonic part of you that's your lower self. And it challenges you. And the least little thing your brother and sister does, sometimes it challenges you to the point to say, look, I ain't even dealing with them. I ain't trying to deal with it. I ain't trying to deal with it. For real?
That's real.
It's like that. But then there's another part that comes and says, you know, that's your brother. That's your sister. You can't hold that. Because if I'm holding it, I'm right back there with you.
That's right.
Hey,
Come on, man.
that's right.
Come on.
And they said that, if you must serve Allah, you
Right.
must serve your nearest kin.
That's right.
Those who are no kin.
That's right.
The stranger at your gate.
That's right.
The foe who seeks to do you
That's
harm.
right. That's right.
Assist the poor and help the weak.
That's right, babe.
You harm the none, and
That's
cover
right.
that which not yours.
That's right.
Then we feel tongue the Holy One will
That's
speak.
right, babe. That's right. And babe, all of them are right in here.
You better believe it.
And your foe
Yeah.
is right in here. You ain't got to go far to find your foe.
Come on.
They're right in here. Yeah, so it's a struggle. Look, before we go into chapter number, we'll hopefully close the chapter out. Listen, I was saying something to you Friday. Because, you know, it's reported, that's prophet said to us, there's only going to be a handful saved. There's only going to be a few. And I was saying, you know, what makes you think that you can be a part of the few? And you must think it because you're coming in here. So what makes you think out of the few that he has informed us, I can count and still have fingers? What makes you think that you can be in that few? Because you got to think you can be in that few. Because if you don't think you can be in that few, you're not going to be in here.
It's a handful.
You got to know. So what makes you think that you can be a part? You're a part of that few. Come on, Sister Delia.
My sincerity in trying.
And trying. Yeah.
I'm trying, but I'm sincere about trying.
Yeah. Come on, Mo.
It's my record.
Your record?
Yeah. Rather than my record, that one fair judgment.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna have no say on the day of
That's the
judgment.
truth.
The
That's the
record
truth.
gotta speak for me.
That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth.
It's not.
That's the truth. Come on, man.
It's not. I rely on my intent.
Your intent. That's good. That's good, man. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Come on, Park, man.
So almost, I've thought about that before. And we know that Allah is a merciful God, he's a merciful God, so I pray to him a lot and I just ask for his forgiveness. And then maybe I'll be among that.
Yeah. Come on, my brother.
Stop.
It's not.
Honestly, prophet. I think that Allah blesses the struggling soul.
Yeah.
So, as long as my soul is striving
Yeah.
and it's struggling, I
Yeah.
think that I would receive that blessing to be among the few.
Yeah. That's good. Good. Come on, man.
But this yeah, for me, I just stared to myself the principle of action.
Okay.
There are two people you make justice, and I try to stay within that principle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Get back.
I was just, only word I can think of is just hope.
Hope. That's how it would be tonight. You right about that? I'm hoping. You right about that. Right about that. Sister Foster.
In your dedication and in your service.
In your dedication and your service.
Wow.
Yes. Blessing is. We believe.
Mm-hmm.
See, you got to believe it that you can be amongst the few. Don't get caught up in you trying to visualize what a few is. Please don't do that.
That's right.
You can be defeated from within. But that's right. We together, we're striving. All of us together are striving. No one is no better than anybody else. We are just playing our roles out in the station that has been allotted to us. That's best suited for our growth and development. That doesn't make any more intelligent or anything else. They're just playing out the role that they have been assigned. Come on here.
Also, we say a handful can be saved, but we know that Allah got the whole world in his hand.
That's the truth, brother. That's the truth. That's the truth, brother. That's the truth.
I had thought when he said that, because a handful consists of many.
Yeah.
Astronomical number.
Yeah.
And you can't even count it.
Yeah.
It's like when you grab a handful of something,
Yeah.
I grab a handful of something,
Yeah.
the count probably be different.
Sure. Come on, back.
The close God cannot be certain.
That's right.
So the way we see a few,
That's right.
ain't no way to pay it.
That's right. That's right. Come on, Mark.
Is the prophet also speaks in one of the, well, it's said in one of the quotations that the prophet said he would like to save half of the people. He want to try to save a fourth of the people. So that leads us more than a few. So you can be saved. You just gotta do forth the effort.
And remember, we're only looking at a few from the finite point of view.
It's small, that's it's small.
Remember that. What we calculate is what we can see within ourselves. And we're limited. We see a few, we say, oh man. But we might, but if we're blessed to see what a true few is, we might say, wow. It may not be what we think it is. Okay, let's go to chapter number 10. Right. All right. The divine instructions from the Holy Prophet. Chapter 10. Jesus spake on the unity of Allah and man to the Hindus. This is a lesson that comes from a what? Yes, comes from Allah, but comes from what?
Quran.
Yes. What else? It's coming by way of what? Yes. Jesus, no question. But Jesus as a what? A messenger, yes. A prophet, no question.
A friend.
Yes. But how about he's also a
Teacher.
yes, and he's also a he's also
A magician.
he's also a master.
A master. Okay.
Okay.
And that's very important to know. It's very important to know that he's a master. And by him being a master, he can do what? Trace himself. Remember, a master can trace himself.
That's right.
So thus they what?
That's what I know.
So therefore we are being taught by one who knows. Not one who believes. He knows. So when he's speaking, he knows what he's talking about. And he told us what I am.
All men shall be.
Now we're listening. We accept the fact that he's a master, that he knows that also. So any delay in our progress to reaching that point is solely dependent on who?
Us.
Us. See, the question is, how far are you really going to go? How far do you really want to go? Are you looking at yourself with limitations? Saying what you can't do. I can't do that. I can't be like that. He's a prophet. I can't do that. Look, if he said, what I am, all men shall be, that means the opportunity for you to be that is there. The only way that we don't get there is that we do not choose to do so. We are listening to someone who knows, who has went the way. And who's telling you, he's telling us, if you want success, to do what?
Amen.
And if you follow him, you are doing what?
Imitate.
Imitating him. And if you imitate him, you shall become. Doubt is of thy own way. That's right. That's right. That's right. Benares is the sacred city of the Brahmins. And in Benares, Jesus taught. Eudraca was his host. Eudraca made a feast in honor of his guests, and many high-born Hindu priests and scribes were there. And Jesus said to them, with much delight, I speak to you concerning life, the brotherhood of life. The universal Allah is one, yet he is more than one. All things are one. By the sweet breath of Allah, all life is bound in one. So if you touch a fiber of a living thing, you send a thrill from center to the outer bounds of life. And when you crush beneath your foot the meanest worm, you shake the throne of Allah and cause the sword of life to tremble in its sheath. The bird sings out its song for men, and men vibrate in unison to help it sing. The ant constructs its home. The bee its sheltering comb. The spider weaves her web, and flowers breathe to them a spirit in their sweet perfume that gives them strength to toil. Now men and birds and beasts, Now men and birds and beasts and creeping things are deities made flesh. And how dare you kill anything? It is cruelty that makes the world awry. When men have learned that when they harm a living thing, they harm themselves. They surely will not kill, nor cause a thing that Allah has made to suffer pain. What is the key in that? What is the key in that particular revelation?
Intent.
Okay.
Learning that everything is bound by force to every other.
Okay. What else is what is the focal point in that number 10? What is the key? There's a key there. What is the key in number 10?
Cruelty.
All right. The golden rule. You want to
Okay. Okay, y'all thinking.
When they harm,
When
when
men
they harm
learn.
a living thing.
Thank you.
When
Men must learn. When men has learned. When he learns, see, he got to learn it.
Yes, and that's the true deal.
That's the key. That's the key for us.
And that's what we're doing now.
We are learning. Yeah. What we're doing now. Come on.
Because so often, we didn't believe
Yes.
that we had a price to pay
Yes.
for the things we done
Sure.
to others.
Sure.
And a lot of times we were doing it to
Sure.
ourselves,
Sure.
but we didn't see it, so we just thought the harm was going to someone else.
Yes.
But it's right back to us
Yes.
when we do harm someone.
Yes. Yes. Hey, babe, this is the piece. But we haven't learned that yet.
No, and we continue to punish ourselves.
Continue to punish ourselves. That's right.
And that's when you become conscious.
Yes.
When you realize that you are harming someone, you're not getting away, you are harming yourself.
That's right.
We'll be more selective
That's right.
in how we treat each other.
And you know what happens then? We eliminate vindictiveness.
That's right.
We get rid of holding to get back.
That's right.
Revenge.
Right. Come on, man.
Doesn't it take you to be honest with what comes back to you at that point? Because after you put something out there and it comes back to you,
Right.
you might be still not learning.
Right.
That came back to you.
Hey, and look, especially if there's another being being used to bring it back. In other words, we send it out. It's received by one who is receptive. And it returns back by way of one who is receptive to us. What does that do? We blame them.
But, you know, what's going to be, I think, one of those that might come to mind with that for me was, I have to be mindful that when I do it,
Yeah.
it's going to come back to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, how, I can't explain
Yeah.
that, but I'm going to answer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we know that there's a law.
That's right.
That's right.
What's the law?
All of them.
It does. That is the law. But what is the particular law that I'm talking about?
Read what you sow.
You reap what you sow.
Come on, man.
That's the law. But of course, before us being uplifted, we did not have these type of discussions. Our discussions were based where we position ourselves within the realms of illusion. So what did we talk about? Illusions. What else could you talk about? But illusions, if you didn't know anything but the illusion.
And that's what I was thinking back what Brother Harris Bay said about, answering for what we thought our answer was material.
Sure.
And we was under that illusion about the devil with the little horns and stuff,
Yeah.
and the bargain you made with him,
Yeah.
if you do his dirty work
Yeah.
right, you
Yeah.
would live with riches and all that stuff, right? We was under that illusion.
Yeah.
We didn't even think about a spirit.
No.
We didn't even understand nothing about it. And then you still have a lot at today
Yeah.
that still thinks that way.
Yeah.
I see a lot of little devil things, or the angels flying in the clouds and stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
We-
Yeah.
But we have to get out that illusion.
We do. We do. We do have to get out the illusion. We have to get out the illusion to be able to know that it is an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have a proper judgment if you're in an illusion, thinking that the illusion is real. We still rely so much on what we see
Mm-hmm.
that it's hard for us to accept the fact that this does not really exist.
Exactly.
And you understand something else. We are functioning on earth under a law.
That's right.
That's a law that governs the earth. What is the law? That's right.
That's it.
That's the law. And that's the law that most of us have been introduced to
That's right.
when we accepted the illusion as being real. So now we have to come from under that law. Because it was because of that law governed all the events that we experienced in our lives. Those things that we went through was based on the law that we had accepted. You have to accept it because you accept their teachings.
That's right.
And that's their law. So the things that we have encountered that we didn't know that we were creating for ourselves were based on the teachings that we accepted under the law of survival of the fittest.
That's what's conducive for those conditions.
Exactly. But those are the conditions that promote the illusion. See, we have to come from under the illusion. But first we have to accept that it is an illusion.
That's right.
And the illusion has to be addressed because the illusion appeals to the carnal appetite that we have.
Come
on.
And those are weaknesses.
And that prompts our weaknesses, yes. Because the illusion will appeal to us that offers us pleasure, joy, and
Satisfying gains.
That's what the reflex does. Get you caught up in the feelings. But he gave us another key. That's very important that we have to remember here, especially being here on earth as we are. Seek not after riches first. The material. Be careful with the material. Be careful that we don't put the material out front. Some say, I heard it say, well, I got to get myself together, then I'm going to the temple. What does getting yourself together entail? See, you put the you put the temple behind, but you go to the illusion first. Seek not after riches first, and seek ye first what?
The kingdom of heaven.
And heaven is what? That affords you an opportunity to create a condition which enables you to see beyond the limits of the pole. It says, a lawyer said, I pray to Jesus, tell who is this Allah you speak about? Where are his priests, his temples, and his shrines? And Jesus said, the Allah I speak about is everywhere. He cannot be compassed with walls, nor hedged about with bounds of any kind. All people worship Allah, the one. But all the people see him not alike. This universal Allah is wisdom, will, and love. All men see not the triune Allah. One sees him as Allah of might, another as Allah of thought, another as Allah of love. What's the key?
He's all.
All men speak all are not alike.
That's right. We stop right there because the key.
That's right.
So we don't need to get into any argument
Debate. That's right.
or debate.
That's right.
With the way someone sees
Well, when somebody sees out, that's right.
That's right.
They may not call him Allah,
That's right.
but it's all right.
It's okay.
It's okay. You don't have to call him Allah to get along with me.
That's right. That's right.
You may have your name for him. And that's in the book, it tells us that's what you do. You will name the part that you was.
See.
That you see.
That's right.
How can we argue with what somebody sees? You mean to tell me we're going to argue with somebody because they don't see what we see? They see what they see. So we say from our position that what we see is not what you see is not right because it's not based on what we see. Then I'm not giving you an opportunity to see.
Exactly. Exactly.
I have just taken your right away from you and delayed your ability to see. Yeah. That's right. It's what we feel. That's right. But we say, you can't see that. That ain't right. Come on, Matthew.
So it is true to say that they know of Allah.
Sure.
Regardless of what they say.
You know, the only way you tell that, just like you tell with us.
That's right.
Words, act, and deeds.
That's right. Cause I experienced something yesterday
Yeah,
at the park.
yeah,
Half the park said the Lord's prayer.
right,
Although they don't know Allah, but they
right,
all the whole park
right,
outside
right,
said the Lord's prayer.
right, right. Remember, they are seekers after truth. Come on, man.
It's something we feel as a lot. Some feel as God.
Yeah.
You know, we know the other names.
Yes.
You know, but one thing we found out that they are seeking, you know, they're seeking for the high.
Yeah,
At the high.
come on, miss.
Thank
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
So we were just talking about how everybody doesn't see Allah the same.
Yes.
So for the people who, when they come and tell the people who see Allah differently, that
Mhm.
that's not the way, are the people who's telling them that that's not the way,
Mhm.
are they circumscribing Allah?
Yes.
Okay.
That's exact. That's an astute observation.
Okay.
That's what they've done. That's what they've done. That is a nice pickup. Yeah, man.
You know, one thing I'm just told people, we gotta be careful when we pretend what they see. We gotta make sure we know what we see.
But babe, if we're arguing with what they see, we don't see it.
Because he told us a year or so, he let us know the nearest place we can meet us
That's right.
is in the heart.
That's right. That's right. Come on, Gil.
It's also we taking away from some people's freedom
That's right.
and peace when we try to tell them, you know, that their God is not Allah.
Yeah.
Well, their God is not the God.
Hey, babe, Gil, and listen to this.
Yes.
And what type of ruler would we be if we were in charge? That deny a person's right to see what they
That's
see.
it. That's right.
Wouldn't we be just doing like what has been done?
Like the other folks.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it's good. Okay, and Jesus said that Allah speaks about us everywhere. He cannot be compassed, no with walls, nor his about with bounds of any kind. All people worship Allah the one, but all the people see him not alike. This universal Allah is wisdom, will, and love. All men see not the triune Allah. One sees him as Allah of might, another as Allah of thought, another as Allah of love. A man's ideal is his God. And so as man unfolds, his God unfolds. Man's God today, tomorrow is not God. Briefly, what's an ideal? Not an idea, an ideal.
Moral fortitude.
Say it.
Man's highest
Moral fortitude.
thought.
Yes. Man's highest thought of God. How do you see God? What's the highest perception that you can grasp that enables you to see God from your perspective? That's your ideal. That's your ideal. How do I see him? I may not see him as being almighty. I may not see him as being eternal. I may not see him as being universal. But how do I see him? That's going to be how you perform your task. If you see him, you're only going to perform as much as you can see. It goes on to say, the nations of the earth see Allah from different points of view. And so he does not seem the same to everyone. Man names the part of Allah he sees, and this to him is all of Allah. And every nation sees a part of Allah. And every nation has a name for Allah. You Brahmins call him parable. In Egypt, he stole. And Zeus is his name in Greece. Jehovah, his Hebrew name. But everywhere he is the causeless cause, the rootless root from which all things are brought. When men are afraid of Allah and take him for a foe, when men are afraid and take him for a what?
Foe.
A foe. And a foe is a what?
Enemy.
Okay.
Challenge.
Challenge. That's even better.
It's a challenge.
See, because all foes are not enemies.
That's right.
See, an enemy is another degree. Because a foe may not seek to do you harm. I mean, we watch football games, don't we?
Yes.
And they are foes against one another. But I don't say that they're enemies. Remember, remember, I'm learning this too. There are degrees in everything.
Yes.
Right.
We always want to examine with care. And fix not suddenly. Because of our present choice, what?
Depends on our future happiness.
Okay.
And you started class and you asked the question
Yes.
of how we see
Yes.
words.
Yes.
And sometimes we see words the way we've been seeing them all
Sure,
our lives.
sure.
But in this organization, it teaches us how to go back.
Yes.
Because the way we're thinking today,
Yes.
the word may have a different concept to
Yes.
us than it was the way we saw it. Or did we really even know the meaning of it?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So it's easy for us to say that a foe is an enemy.
Yes. Yes. But you know, somebody said that triggers this and this. We are learning basically a new language.
You better believe it.
Really. Because we're leaving from the earthly or worldly language to a more higher degree of language.
That's right.
But all that is the process of uplifting,
For humanity.
teaching us to learn to do what?
Understand.
Ain't that something?
That's right.
Come on, yo.
It's all that. I just came around,
Yeah.
this verse we just read, and it say, we've been feared of,
Yes.
afraid of Allah.
Yes.
But it's healthy to fear Allah,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes.
Who would say fear Allah all the days of our
Yes.
life
Yes.
and walk in the path that she told me?
Yes. But remember, I just told you, there are degrees. There are degrees of fear. There is a fear that's, I'm afraid to do anything, and there's a respectful fear. Remember, there are degrees.
That's right.
So we have to make sure that we're putting the proper degree in the proper place when certain things are being spoken about. When men are afraid of Allah and taken for a foe, they dress up other men in fancy garbs and call them priests. That lets you know what degree of fear that is. And charge them to restrain the wrath of Allah by prayers. And when they fail to win his favor by their prayers, to buy him off with sacrifice of animals or birds. When man sees Allah as one with him, so what is the key there? Man must what?
See
You
Allah.
must see Allah as what? One. You got to see him as one with you.
Come on. When you see Allah, the meeting place with him is inside,
Yes,
not outside.
yes, 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 yes. Outside, you're now introduced to that which is circumscribed.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he cannot be circumscribed. But you got to see him.
That's right.
See, when Allah speaks to you, in a what kind of voice?
Still small voice.
You visualize something.
Mm-hmm.
You visualize something. You visualize something. When that voice speaks to you, you automatically visualize something. What the vision is, Can't nobody say but you.
That's right.
Praise the Lord.
That's right.
Because that's what you see.
That's right.
That's right, Mama.
That's right.
That's right.
That's what you see.
Mm.
Now the question is, do you trust what you see? Come on, man. Ew, let's start, my brother.
Islam,
It's love.
to the part in the statement where it says when men fear Allah
Yes.
and take him for a foe.
Yes.
In this regard, I believe he's speaking about the fear here is that they know they'll be held accountable. And that what they're practicing, because they don't want to accept the truth, that they dress other men and fancy gods. So that then those others that they dress up can carry out those things that they want to promote. If we look at who it is that normally carries it, like this is those who are against what's right. It's not that they haven't been introduced or that they don't know about it, but it's like the antagonist who wants to go in the opposite direction. And they know that this is they oppose Jesus. Because they know it was prophesied that he would come. He would represent the Almighty. So they took him as a foe. And nailed him on the cross. And of course, in the end, when he arose, what did they tell him? That all their testimonies would be proven false. So they fear their positions. They fear that they would be exposed. So they take on Allah as a foe. That's just a thought to think.
Yeah. That's a good thought to think about. A good thought to think about. Don't you know we're in a place where there are no bad thoughts?
That's right. That's right, Allah. Praise Allah.
That is a good thought.
Praise Allah.
My sister.
Islam, when I read it and it says they take him as a foe, I perceive it as because they think he's not real, he's an imitation, and they dress up other men because that's what they can see.
Praise Allah.
Yeah, that's a nice thought there. Islam says a bit.
Islam, I looked the word up, ideal.
Yes.
Another definition that they had, it says existing only in the imagination, desirable or perfect, but not likely to become reality.
That sounds like an earthly definition. But I like it.
I like that.
You know, I like it. Because it helps us to be able to find something that we can agree upon and talk about, yet it does not limit us because of where we are in our development. It's a stepping stone to help us to go far beyond that particular worldly concept. Dictionaries are very important because it gives us a foundation to build on. See, we can go beyond the limit of the pole.
That's right.
Come on in.
That's fine. And in regards to that, as the sister read it and he made a point, that's a good earthly definition.
Yeah.
Well, in that perception of man's ideal,
Yes.
we're looking at it from a common
point of view. That's right.
Until
That's right.
man unfolds.
That's right. That's right. And his God unfolds. That's right.
So it is earthly point of view.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the moment, and I forgot the last part you read, but it may not be obtained where he's at right now.
Right now, that's right.
But it's what he's holding on to.
Yeah.
Until he continues to go, as you just said, beyond the limit of the quote.
Yes.
You go beyond the limit of the quote because now you're starting to accept that there's something else.
That's right. That's right. You're starting to accept that there is something else. That's good. Yes. When man sees Allah as one with him, as Father Allah, he needs no middleman, no priest to intercede. He goes straight up to him and says, my Father God Allah. And then he lays his hands in Allah's own hand, and all is well. And this is Allah. You are each one a priest just for yourself.
That's right.
And sacrifice of blood, Allah does not want.
That's right.
Just give your life in sacrificial service to the all of life. Allah's pleased. Yeah. When Jesus had thus said, he stood aside. The people were amazed, but strove among themselves. Some said, he is inspired, the Holy Prophet. And others said, he is insane. And others said, he is obsessed. He speaks as devils speak. And Jesus tarried not. Among the guests was one, a tiller of the soil, a generous soul, a seeker after truth, who loved the words that Jesus spoke. And Jesus went with him, and in his home abode. What you learn? Come on.
Oh, I was gonna say that basically Jesus in this whole chapter, he's getting them to think.
That's right.
And
That's right.
That I thought it was pretty interesting that he stood aside and waited to hear what others said, but did not let that affect it. It almost seemed like it didn't let him affect them.
Right.
Because, one was going to hear, and one did, and it was brought.
Say it again.
One heard.
Yes,
one heard.
That's
Because
right.
it could be a bunch that
That's
he
right.
said it to, but one heard and listened.
That's right.
And they could have argued among themselves, but he didn't.
Right.
So
Right.
I just thought.
Right. Right. Well, remember, we had already identified the fact. What's the purpose of Jesus' hour?
Right.
He already knows.
Yeah.
You see? Come.
The word come to mind when he showed man, when man don't need a middleman,
Yeah.
he's breaking the yoke.
That's right.
He's
That's
breaking
right.
the yoke.
Man, people getting paid.
He's breaking the yoke. You don't have to go to them.
That's right.
To see your Lord.
That's right.
You
That's
can go
right.
straight up to him.
But look what they done done. Look what he done done. They, look, the men that's afraid and take them for a fool, they take their finance and dress other people up. Yeah. Now here comes somebody saying, you don't need them.
He broke the yoke then, and he's breaking it now.
There's no question.
Because the same yoke is going on.
Yes. Yes.
Even with us.
Yes. Yes.
You don't have to go to no one to see Allah.
That's right.
You go straight up to him and put your hand in his hand.
That's right. That's right.
Trust in what he gives.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I got you. Let me get it. My brother.
Islam. Praise Allah, honest prophet. The verse that stood out to me says, just give your life in sacrificial service to the all of life.
That's what he said. That's right.
That's what was important to me, because we tend to want to serve where we want to serve,
That's right.
and then want to serve over here, but don't want to serve over here.
That's right. That's
So
right.
that's why he said, give your sacrificial to service to all of life.
That's right.
To the all of life.
That's
Peace.
good point out. That's good. Come on, y'all. Take us on home. Yo.
Yes, ma'am. You know, throughout this chapter, this is important.
Yes.
That we remember, Jesus is actually introducing another concept to these people here. They were used to a certain system of operating, and as you said, it was just people that was priests. They used their system to create certain levels of people's development in terms of a caste system that they were in. Also, how, and even the rituals that they used, the sacrifice of animals and different things of that nature. And so all of this they incorporated as being part of their religion to God. But yes, Jesus did introduce it. And remember in there, the lawyer asked, I pray Jesus, who is this Allah you speak about?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's changing the concept of God to them.
Yes.
He's letting them know that Allah and man are one.
Yeah.
Remember that the name of the chapter is
Unity of Allah and
they
man.
on the unity
Yes.
of Allah and man
Yes.
to the Hindus.
Yes.
So they were separating themselves out from Allah. They never knew that Allah and man was
That's
one.
right. That's right.
So he's introducing us another concept, and that is what creates the fear.
That's right.
Now, what we have going on will be exposed.
Yes. Yes.
He's going to cause us not only our control,
Yes.
but even our money.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
And when men have their money being challenged, oh, you a fool.
Yeah. That's real.
So he's destroying that whole system, but more importantly, he's introducing another way of thinking.
That's right. That's right.
And in that, he's allowing the people who are receptive to become free.
That's right.
That they can guide their own destiny and they can meet Allah on their own terms. And he's even showing them what the best way they can meet it. The brother just talked about it. In sacrificial service
Yes.
to the order of life.
Yes.
That's right.
You don't have to wait and don't sacrifice the animals and burn them up and all that in that ritual.
That's right. That's right.
Give that hungry person that food so they can eat.
That's right. That's right.
That's how you serve others.
That's right.
And so he's giving them something different than what the rulers and the rich in that situation were accustomed to, and they even try to question it. But like you said, he had to argue with it.
Yeah.
And he already knew the truth, and he knew what was going on.
That's
Praise
right.
God.
So he just told those who had an ear to hear.
That's right, huh?
Mm.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Everybody not gonna get this or even accept it.
That's right.
At that time.
That's right.
Especially when it opposes their thought.
There you go.
That's right. So when that opposing thought come about, the ones who know that something better should be here.
Yeah.
What we're dealing with is not exactly what I believe I always want.
Yeah.
So now he's giving it to them and showing them the connection that they had.
Yes.
Praise be to God.
Praise be to God. That's beautiful. Okay. Look now. Next week, we're going into another philosophy. We're going into another area of thought. Two approaches. One approach is what? One approach is error.
Yeah. Right. That's right.
How you looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
And the other approach is accurate. Yet, the one that's in error, Barato, remember, he's given the approach from the position he sees God. We just read that.
Islam.
He can only name and talk about what he sees. So remember, that's where we go. Peace.
Peace. Islam.
Islam Morris.
Islam.
I want to thank our grand chief moderator for the wonderful Sunday. Also, I want to thank all your community members. First, I think he's really a great teacher.
Yes.
At this time, Marion Cutler, the H. Harris, the proclamation. I do ask that you still yourselves and please keep this quiet.
Islam. First, I give praise to Allah and honor the Prophet Noble Ali. I give honor to each and every one of you, and I give honor to everything Prophet Noble Ali has brought for the uplifting of all of humanity. Prophet warns all Bible governors, order to read proclamation in each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical, agitating speeches while at work in their homes on the street. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop that your cause in European and causes confusion. Remember, your God is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We offer love, true peace, and freedom. And when these principles are violated, justice then must take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings towards the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive a reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their car, button, cease wearing their turban or fez, and return to the state where the prophet found you. This is a holy divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet therefore is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet. Do the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sins by order of prophet Noble Ali. Peace.
Peace.
Let's get this started. I want to thank you all for being patient with me. So now we're going to have two baskets being passed for the next year.
Allah, the Father, universe.
Allah, the Father, universe.
Father, love.
Father, love.
Truth.
Peace.
Freedom.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night. And by day.
day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Through Ali.
Through Ali.
Amen.
Amen.